Thanks for clicking on the video. My name's Tom Alsop, and today I'm going to be explaining how you can execute a little bit more lag on your forehand, execute the next gen forehand, the ATB forehand, whatever it is they're calling it these days. But it's actually really simple. That's not to say it's easy, but I promise you it's really simple. All right, so all you got to do is find a comfortable position on your take back where you're not doing anything with your wrist. You just feel real comfortable to set the racket higher than where the ball is. And as I say, you're not doing anything like laying the wrist back. It's just a neutral position. Now this may change if you have a continental, eastern, semi-western, western, whatever it is, your racket's going to be in a different place. And as you can see, every pro tennis player pretty much is in a different position back here. But once you're in this position and you feel like all you have to do from here is swing forwards, you don't have to go back because you feel like you are back, then all you have to do is move your body and have the racket come second. That's it. All right, so find a comfortable spot and feel like you, from this position, I feel like my body has to move to hit the ball. I can't just hit the ball here, so I feel like I have to move my body to hit the tennis ball. And as I do this, my body moves first and the racket is relaxed enough and the wrist is relaxed enough. Obviously the racket's not relaxed, but you get what I'm saying. My hand is relaxed enough that as I move my body, the wrist is gonna lay back. And it's as simple as that. Now, people struggle to hit the ball with the body. So what do I mean by that? Well, if I don't use my racket and I take it, I rotate my body back and I visualize myself hitting a ball just with my body, like how would I do it? I'd be like, boom, there you go. You know, I'm trying to hit it with, maybe I can think about my shoulder, so I can rotate and hit it with my body, right? I'm actually moving my body to hit the ball, right? If I don't do that, nothing's gonna happen because I'm not using my arms. So I'm using my body to hit the shot. Then all I have to do is add this start of the shot in here and feel like I use my body to hit it and just be relaxed enough with the arm to have the racket lag into this position and kind of play a little bit of catch up. Now another thing to consider is, let's say the contact point is right here, right, this high. Well, I'm going to take the racket back higher, and in order to hit this, I'm going to have to get the racket below. So as I move my body, I'm going to drop the racket below. It's going to lag beneath the ball, and that's going to allow me to hit topspin, right? So you're going to get into these positions where you're patting the dog, but you don't have to think about that. Just be in a relaxed position and drop the racket below the ball. If you have a semi-western grip, you're probably going to face the strings to the floor, and you're going to be patting the dog and you're going to be flipping the racket and all that stuff, but it's all going to happen naturally. And while we're on the pat the dog subject, there are plenty of players, especially players like Andre Agassi, who had an eastern grip and quite a short swing, who will never be in the pat the dog position, or very rarely, because they're just going to bring it back here and they're just going to get straight into this lag position. The strings aren't going to face the floor. If you have a semi-western grip, you are more likely to face the strings to the floor, and you're also more likely to face the strings to the floor if you have a bigger take back. If you feel natural being all the way back here and extending, giving yourself a little bit of space, the strings are probably going to face the floor. So if you see someone like Djokovic hitting a return of serve, he's not going to pat the dog because he's shortening the swing, so he's coming from this position with a relaxed wrist straight at the ball, so the racket doesn't face the floor because he hasn't given himself that amount of space. Makes sense? Also, on a high ball, you don't pat the dog because you're coming from this relaxed position and you're just lagging into this spot instead of lowering the arm. So it's going to be like this high. You know, very few dogs I've seen are this high. It's like patting a horse maybe, but you're going to lower into this position, and as you rotate your body, you're going to be lagging, and there's going to be no dogs patting. You will have patted no dogs if the ball is high, or you shouldn't have. So if you're the kind of person who's focusing on hitting this spot, you're gonna be, it might work for you, but a lot of times you're restricted, and a lot of times it messes people up, because if it's a high ball, you won't be patting the dog. If a ball's coming fast, you shouldn't be patting the dog. If you have Eastern grip and a short swing, you probably won't be patting the dog. And if you do focus on patting the dog and you get stuck in this position, you're gonna ruin the whole motion. You need a fluid motion, and you cannot be stopping in this position. So again, relax the take back, lower the racket to beneath the ball, wherever that is, allow your body to rotate, and if you pat the dog, awesome. If you don't worry about it. But I want you to know that if you watch yourself on video and you say, I'm not patting the dog, why is that? Well, hopefully now that you have a bit of understanding as to why that is, but it probably is gonna be okay. There's great players out there that haven't patted any dogs and they hit, you know, great forehands. Now, a couple of months ago, I made a video about the take back and why I don't like stopping in this position. This is a very common position to hold the throat of the racket to help you with your unit turn, but I don't like it. Well, it's not that I don't like it, it's that a lot of people get stuck in this position, and it's really important that you get the arms separated to get the racket all the way back. I'll put a link in the description or somewhere up here for you to go check out that video. It kind of ties in with what I'm talking about here. But you know, this start of the shot where you keep your hands on the racket can be useful to initiate the unit turn, but you have a lot of work left to do, right? So get the racket back, separate the arms at some point. For me, I do it pretty early. Feel like you are back with the racket. I'm kind of repeating what I said at the beginning of this video, but feel like you get all the way back, because once you feel like you're in a position where you only need to go forwards, you can then create lag en route to the ball and generate that racket speed, as opposed to being here and then creating this wrist lag or laying the wrist back on the way back. All right, we don't want the wrist to lay back on the way back. We want the wrist to lay back on the way forwards. So separate those arms. Don't hold the racket like this for a long time and then be all rushed at the last second. Separate the arms, get it back here, find a comfortable spot that works for you, and then move your body into the shot. Remember, you're hitting this ball with your body, and let the racket follow and smack it. But yes, I just wanted to add that little point about the setup. I like getting that racket back early, not just for an early preparation, because there's a lot of people who think early preparation is this, right? And then you end up laying the wrist back. But early preparation with a neutral wrist is what's really going to allow you to get that lag en route to the ball and get a lot more racket speed. If you found this useful, I recommend checking out these two videos next. They tie in perfectly with what I was talking about in this video.